Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this month's Now Retailer webinar. My name is Susan Valakis, and I'm the Training Development Coordinator for Now Foods, and as such, I bring you these webinars on the third Thursday of each month. Today's webinar will focus on the top 10 reasons why krill oil is a standout supplement ingredient, and it will be presented by Joseph Kuhl and Joy Parillo from Aker BioMarine. Joseph Kuhl is Vice President of Sales, Superba North America for Aker BioMarine for the past 3.5 years. And prior to that, he spent 8 years in retail operations management, 19 years in corporate retail across store merchandising, shelf management, and category management and procurement, with some of those years focused on natural, organic, and specialty foods. His career also includes full-spectrum supplements, sales management across domestic and international markets, as well as domestic raw material sales. Joy Parillo serves as U.S. Sales Support and Office Coordinator for Aker BioMarine for the past 3 years. And prior to that, she spent 6 years in retail, 3 of which were in departmental and operational management. Joy's educational training comes with a strong background in biology, with special interest in marine and environmental studies. And with that, please join me in welcoming Joseph Kuhl and Joy Parillo for today's webinar presentation on krill oil.
Thank you, Sue, and thank you everyone for joining us today. We appreciate the opportunity to participate in the Now Foods educational series for retailers. Krill oil is a small, red, and powerful capsule. But what is krill? Where does it come from? And what are the health benefits of krill oil? This webinar will outline the top 10 reasons why krill oil is a standout supplement ingredient. We'll talk about krill being a pure and plentiful source. We'll talk about the important nutrients contained within krill. We'll touch upon the health benefits ranging from heart, joints, and skin. And lastly, we'll begin talking about krill oil being both sustainable and traceable.
So what is krill? Krill are small marine crustaceans found throughout the oceans of the world. There are approximately 86 species of krill. Most average about 2 inches in length, roughly the size of a paperclip. Krill feed on phytoplankton, which are microscopic single-celled plants that drift near the ocean surface and live off carbon dioxide and the sun's rays. Antarctic krill can live up to approximately 6 years. Fun fact, krill constantly have to swim due to being negatively buoyant, and they can glow in the dark. As an ingredient to improve health, krill is an actual superstar. Krill contains high levels of omega-3 fatty acids. These essential fatty acids are one of the most researched nutrients with a wide range of health benefits for your heart, eyes, liver, and brain. Phospholipids, which help omega-3s integrate into the blood cell membranes, leading to a higher level of omega-3s in the body's organs when compared to most fish oils. Marine choline, an essential nutrient for many body functions such as nerve signaling, liver, and muscle functioning. Our bodies can't make enough, therefore we must obtain it from our diets. And finally, astaxanthin. This natural free radical scavenger gives krill oil its red color, but also protects the oil from oxidation, eliminating the need to add preservatives. Krill exists in all oceans. However, krill is mainly harvested in the pristine, icy, untouched waters of the Southern Ocean around Antarctica, the cleanest waters on Earth. Krill live at the bottom of the food chain, which make them naturally low in environmental substances, resulting in a very pure and natural product to support our health. Krill are extremely important because they are the main diet for most of the marine predators, penguins, seals, whales, and fish in the Southern Ocean. Because of this role, they are called the keystone species in the Southern Ocean ecosystem. Without krill, the majority of life forms in the Antarctic would vanish. The Antarctic krill, Euphausia superba, is the largest of 86 species and belongs to the world's largest single species marine biomass. Their estimated numbers range from 200 to 600 million tons in the waters around Antarctica. During certain times of the year, krill congregate in swarms so dense and widespread that they can be seen from space. Another fun fact, krill is possibly the most abundant species on the planet. In fact, it's estimated that the total weight of all Antarctic krill is more than the total weight of all the humans on Earth.
First, let us start with the long-chain omega-3s, EPA and DHA. EPA and DHA are essential nutrients to overall good health. Omega-3s have many different functions in your body. The health benefits of omega-3 EPA and DHA are well documented. In fact, omega-3 is one of the most popular and most researched dietary supplements in the world. More than 9,000 studies documenting the positive health effects of omega-3. Over a third of those, or approximately 3,000, of those studies involve randomized controlled trials or studies on humans. That's more than many other well-known nutrients such as vitamin D and calcium. So omega-3s have many different functions in your body and can support your health from a variety of different angles. Much of the research on the health benefits of omega-3s focus around our heart, our joints, our liver, and even our skin. Analogy, it's like putting oil in your car. You want it to run smoothly over time. If you don't use the right oil with the right quality, the engine will deteriorate over time. We need to make sure we're getting enough high-quality omega-3s in our diet. So how do we measure our omega-3 level? To do this, we use something called the omega-3 index, a simple finger stick blood spot test, which is a measurement of the amount of omega-3 fatty acids that are contained within the red blood cell membranes. The more omega-3 we take into our body, the higher the omega-3 index. What we want to aim for is an omega-3 index of 8%. That means 8% of the fatty acids in our blood should be omega-3. Research has shown that an omega-3 index of 8% is optimal for maintaining good health. So we know that omega-3 fatty acids are essential to overall good health, but your body cannot make enough of these nutrients on its own. So do we get enough? Well, really, it depends on the types of food you eat. The omega-3 that our body needs come in the form of EPA and DHA, which we can only get from eating fatty and oily fish such as salmon, trout, or mackerel. So are we eating enough of the right foods? The answer is probably not. In fact, the world has less than optimal levels of omega-3. We just don't get enough in our diets. An estimated 97% of Western population have insufficient levels of omega-3, and this can lead to the development of certain health issues like cardiovascular disease. In some countries, the lack of omega-3 is severe. See the countries marked in red with an omega-3 index level of less than 4%. The US, Western Europe, and India have the lowest levels and are consequently the places which have high rates of lifestyle disease such as cardiovascular disease. It is estimated that only 3% of the world population consumes adequate levels of omega-3, that coming from countries with high seafood diets like Japan, Scandinavia, and Greenland. So what is the solution for the rest of us? Well, that comes in supplementation. As already mentioned, krill oil is not just one ingredient. It's a complex of nutrients that all work together to support your health. There is really no other substance like it. In addition to omega-3's EPA and DHA, both krill and krill oil supplements contain choline. Choline is an essential human nutrient. This means it's required for normal bodily function and human health. Choline is neither a vitamin nor a mineral. However, it is often grouped with the vitamin B complex due to its similar properties and functions. Choline is a recently discovered nutrient. It was only acknowledged as a required nutrient by the Institute of Medicine in 1998. Choline affects a number of vital bodily functions. It impacts liver function, healthy brain development, muscle movement, your nervous system, and metabolism. Therefore, adequate amounts are needed for optimal health and to avoid deficiency. But what is the status? Do we get enough choline? According to the American College of Nutrition, 9 out of 10 Americans are not getting the recommended amount of choline. In fact, there is a choline gap of 148 milligrams every day. So what can we do to fill the gap and make sure that we're getting adequate amount of choline? Well, either you can make sure that you eat foods that are rich in choline, such as beef liver, egg, cod, chicken, and milk, or in addition, you can take supplementation like krill oil. So if we go back to krill oil contains these essential nutrients, omega-3 and choline, but krill oil supplements have something unique that few other dietary supplements have. The nutrients are delivered in a phospholipid form. Phospholipids occur naturally in all living organisms, including plants, animals, and humans. They are a vital component of cell membranes, which separate the interior of the cells from the exterior environment and give cells structure. They also control what enters and leaves the cell. In our diet, phospholipids are needed to support the absorption of fats and fat-soluble nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids. In krill oil, the omega-3 and choline are already in phospholipid form naturally. They facilitate the uptake and distribution of omega-3 and choline around the body to reach cell membranes. Because phospholipids are part of our cell membranes, the omega-3 and choline are easily incorporated into the cell membranes and can exert their beneficial effects. If you've tried krill oil before, you will notice that there is no fishy aftertaste when you take the supplement. This is due to the phospholipid form. Phospholipids mix well with water and mix with your stomach contents so that you don't have it sitting on top of the liquid in your stomach, which is the case with other omega-3 supplements. This means that it is great for those people who don't like omega-3 with fishy aftertaste.
So what else is special about krill oil? The product itself? Something that is very noticeable about krill oil is the beautiful red color that it has. And this is mainly due to the presence of astaxanthin. The astaxanthin in krill oil is a natural free radical scavenger that helps protect krill oil and prevents the oil from oxidation. So we don't need to add any additives or preservatives, unlike many other marine oils. Each nutrient has its role to play, and each work together to support your health. Science shows that krill oil has positive effects on the heart, joints, skin, and recovery from exercise. Krill oil also has shown positive effects on cognitive function, eye dryness, liver health, and general well-being. These scientific results are also supported by our own research and development here at Aker BioMarine. Aker BioMarine has conducted more than 50 studies, among them 13 clinical studies researching health benefits of krill oil on areas such as heart health, sport, women's health, and joint health. Current research on krill oil shows good prospects for both sports performance and skincare. We harvest krill in one of the most vulnerable places on the planet, the Antarctic. Is it at all possible to harvest sustainably in one of the most vulnerable places on the planet? Yes, we believe so. Harvesting in Antarctica is strictly regulated. We only harvest krill in one specific area, Area 48. This is the only area in the Antarctic where krill harvest is allowed. The total biomass of krill in the Antarctic is estimated to be 379 million tons. In Area 48, where we harvest, the krill biomass is 68 million tons. Our quota of krill biomass is 0.6 million tons, and we harvest less than half of this. That means that we harvest less than 1% of the krill biomass in Area 48. Or merely a fraction of the total biomass in Antarctica, leaving more than sufficient krill in the ocean for sustainable replenishment and reproduction of other species, such as penguins, seals, whales, and fish. In addition to this, our harvesting methods are gentle. Krill harvesting has traditionally relied on trawl nets. However, this method has caught a number of other species, such as fish and seals. We have instead developed a patented eco-harvesting technology which eliminates the chance of bycatch. This technology is so effective that the total yearly bycatch could easily swim around in a small bucket. We wanted to do everything right from the beginning when we first decided to start fishing krill. Krill fishery is one of the world's best managed and sustainable fisheries, and Aker BioMarine has been granted an A rating for sustainable reduction fisheries 6 years in a row. Aker BioMarine was established in 2006. We have 450 employees across the world with 32 different nationalities. We export our materials to more than 60 countries, and we have 3 main products: our human omega-3 supplements and products for aquaculture and animal feed. Aker BioMarine successfully operates an extensive, fully integrated value chain from the Antarctic across the world. We are a vertically integrated krill ingredient supplier. That means we own and control our entire value chain, from sustainable harvesting practices in Antarctica to innovative product development, production, transport, logistics, and marketing. We practice full transparency in all parts of the value chain. With storage and redistribution in Montevideo and processing and storage in Houston, we can safely say that our krill oil is made in the USA from wild-caught Antarctic krill. Where your ingredients come from is important. Aker BioMarine's krill oil is 100% traceable back to its origins in Antarctic waters. Our traceability tool can help you track the origins of your krill oil. Aker BioMarine owns and controls the entire supply chain, which means we have full oversight of our krill oil from harvesting in Antarctic waters to the final product. Our custom-built krill harvesting vessels record the exact location of each krill catch, which is associated with each batch of krill oil produced. This means that when you buy krill oil from us, you can be assured that we know exactly where each capsule comes from.
So to recap on some of the main points, these 4 bullet points summarize why krill oil is a standout supplement ingredient. Pure and plentiful. Krill is at the bottom of the food chain and are harvested in the pristine waters of Antarctica. Krill is a plentiful source and part of the largest biomass on Earth. Unique structure. Krill oil is a natural complex of nutrients that all work together to support your health, containing marine phospholipids of omega-3 EPA and DHA, choline, and astaxanthin. Head-to-toe benefits. Science shows that krill has positive effects on the heart, joints, skin, and recovery from exercise. Krill also has shown positive effects on cognitive function, eye dryness, liver health, and general well-being. Sustainable and traceable. Sustainable and accountable fishery with quota limits and traceable certification. As our CEO, Mats Johansson, sums it up well, to us, it makes no sense to take something out of the ocean to improve our health if it simultaneously compromises the health of the ocean. We thank you for your attention, and now I'll turn it back over to Sue for questions.
All right, thank you. Excellent presentation. I love some of your fun facts, especially the one about the total weight of the krill, more than the total weight of all humans on Earth. That was pretty cool. And the astaxanthin, protecting the oil from oxidation. I didn't know that. So that was another piece of great information. So we did receive some questions. So let me look here what we have. You know, for me personally, I know that krill and shrimp look very similar, but how are they different?
Well, they do look similar, and they are similar in that both krill and shrimp are crustaceans, but they belong to different orders, if you remember that from high school biology. The main difference between krill and shrimp is that krill is a shrimp-like crustacean whose body is segmented into three parts: the cephalon, the thorax, and the abdomen, whereas a shrimp is a crustacean whose body is segmented into two parts: the cephalothorax and, if I can say it right, the cephalothorax and the abdomen. Krill is also smaller than shrimp, and from a nutrient standpoint, shrimp has much lower levels of EPA and DHA.
Okay, well, I'm still going to continue to eat my shrimp, though, and take my krill oil.
Absolutely.
Being crustacean, what about shellfish allergies? Can someone use krill oil if they are allergic to shellfish and or seafood?
Yes, let me answer that. People with a shellfish allergy should not take krill because there are traces of proteins. They could be present in the oil. But someone with a seafood allergy should not be affected. Krill is a shrimp-like crustacean, but it's not a fish. But in the case of seafood allergies, we still recommend that you start with the lowest dose. And always, all krill oil supplements should be labeled with the statement may contain traces of shellfish.
Okay, yeah, always important to look at those labels on any supplement that you're taking. In your presentation, you made reference to the fact that not only in the U.S., but worldwide, we see that humans receive less than optimal levels of omega-3 from their diet. So reiterate for us the key components of krill oil.
Sure, absolutely. The characterizing components of krill oil are the long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, eicosapentaenoic acid, which is your EPA, and the docosahexaenoic acid, which is your DHA. It also has phospholipids and the nutrient choline, which is part of the phospholipid phosphatidylcholine. Also, in addition to that, krill also contains small amounts of astaxanthin. And remember, krill oil contains these essential nutrients, but what makes krill oil supplements different is that they have something unique that few other dietary supplements have, and that is that nutrients are delivered in a phospholipid form, which means that they control what enters and leaves the cell. In our diet, phospholipids are needed to support the absorption of fats and fat-soluble nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids.
That is amazing. Like I said, I was really kind of intrigued with the fact that astaxanthin protecting the oil from oxidation, because we worry so much about that sometimes, with the oils being oxidized, which then makes them, not optimal for us to take. So
it's natural occurring levels in the product of astaxanthin.
And you're my hero that you're able to pronounce EPA and DHA in their full form. So
I did my best.
You done good. I have read that there are also other fatty acids and even some vitamins in krill oil. Is that true? And can you speak to that?
Sure, absolutely. Yes, there are smaller amounts of other fatty acids, mainly myristic and palmitic acids, oleic acid, which is omega-9, palmitoleic acid, which is your omega-7s, and then you've got ALA and stearidonic acid, which is your omega-3s. So you have all of those in as well. There are also small amounts of vitamin A and E present in krill oil, but their levels are below the limit for the vitamin-based EFSA claims. With that said, vitamin levels can fluctuate depending upon the time of the year, and that's why we have not included those vitamins as a parameter on specifications or C of A's, because you can't guarantee that the amount will always be above a certain number for those levels.
Okay. Yeah, I had read that, and I wasn't sure. And but boy, that's a very nice comprehensive mix of all of your oils. Your 7, your 9, your 3s. That's awesome. Good
Absolutely.
information, just really, really good information. You also talked a lot about choline, which we don't hear about very often. And I think you said that 9 out of 10 Americans are not getting the recommended amount of choline from their diet. So what is recommended for daily intake?
In the US, the adequate intake level, or AI level as we call it, is set to 550 milligrams per day for men and 425 milligrams per day for women. But in the EU, the AI level is set to 400 milligrams per day for both men and women. Additionally, the choline requirement for pregnant and lactating women is higher. So the AI level during pregnancy is 450 milligrams a day in the US, and then 480 milligrams a day in the EU. And for lactating women, it's 550 milligrams per day in the US and 520 milligrams per day in the EU. So as you can see, there are different levels by different markets. One capsule of 1,000 milligrams contains 50 milligrams of choline, and a concentrated Superba Boost material would have 1,000, that's 1,000 milligram soft gel would contain 70 milligrams of choline.
Okay, so yeah, it really is important. Like I said, we don't hear much about choline in the marketplace too much. So
very important element to have in supplementation.
Mm-hmm. So when we look at krill oil, generally speaking, how long before someone can kind of feel the results?
Well, the word feel probably isn't the correct way you say it, is you can't feel your omega-3 level, just as you can't feel your cholesterol level. The effects of taking krill oil develops gradually and will start as soon as you start taking the supplements, and will continue to increase to its maximal level within just a few weeks. For some health effects that involve like mainly DHA, considering the brain and the nervous system, it may take more than 6 months to reach a stable, steady state for that benefit. Conversely, the effects will cease in the same manner when you stop taking supplementation. The same progress is diminished.
Okay. I have to tell you a funny story regarding omega-3 because I have twin grandsons, and when they were probably 3 years old, I wanted to get them, on some kind of EPA and DHA supplement, and but it was the liquid, and it tasted okay, but most kids don't care for fish oil of any kind, and but they were learning how to swim, so I told them that if they took this fish oil, whatever I was giving them at the time, I said it would help their brain, and their brain is what dictates how their arms move and their legs kick. Do you know they lined up for their fish oil every morning because of that? And I thought, you know what, whatever it takes, right? Whatever it
Absolutely.
takes. And they learned to swim like a fish. And so we have to think of creative ways sometimes to get our little ones to take it. But you were saying that the krill oil, you don't get that fishy aftertaste.
You don't.
So,
you don't. The processing that we use on the material obviously helps the clarity of the product, but realistically, the benefit of it is the fact that it's an emulsion. So as I stated in one of the portions earlier, is that with fish oils, which are triglyceride-based materials, can float on your stomach like oil on water. But when you've taken a supplement such as krill oil, it's an emulsion, so it blends in the juices of your stomach, and you don't get that burp back. So it's not sitting there residing on top of the stomach juices. That's why you get a better experience with a krill oil product.
Okay, good to know. And you also made mention, I hadn't heard of this, but the omega-3 index, that is just like a finger prick blood test. Can you request that, do you know, at your doctor?
It is available, I believe, through doctors. The organization that we interact with is a company based out of South Dakota. And they offer, many companies offer them, but we work with that organization, and it's basically a blood test that measures the level of omega-3s in your red blood cells. And yes, it's very, it's a quite accurate testing. It's similar to when we go to the doctor for our cholesterol levels, or even now people are being tested for vitamin D. So it's a very accurate way. A lot of people you'll find taking an omega-3 test on the front side, then begin their supplementation of omega-3s. And then after a period of 60, 90 days, we'll retest to see the impact to their levels.
Wow, good to know. I was not familiar with that. Very good to know. Very good to know. So, well, that is all the questions we have. I do thank you once again for an excellent presentation, excellent information, but I have to ask the all-time question because your name is Joe Cool. Any relation?
That has definitely been an icebreaker my entire life. That's why I use Joseph Cool instead of Joe Cool. Yes.
I think you should use Joe with a little Snoopy next to your name.
And I have that from time to time sent to me. Yes. So yes, thank you for asking this. It actually has been a very nice icebreaker in many group settings and meeting settings when a person would introduce me as making a comment about my name. So yes, I've enjoyed that my entire life.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Great way to be introduced. So, thank you again, Joe Cool and Joy. We appreciate your time, and we thank you for all of the excellent information, and hope you'll join us again another day.
Thank you for the opportunity. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Take care.
Bye-bye.